Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Rick. Welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. Hope you guys are having a good day. And today we need to talk about something that has been haunting the Call of Duty community for over a decade now. Something that has changed this entire franchise forever. And that's, of course, Infinity Ward. Because whether you want to believe it or not, whether you like it or not, they are the reason Call of Duty became this sweaty, unfun, unplayable, skill-based matchmaking nightmare that's driven away thousands, and I mean hundreds of thousands of OG players who built this community in the first place. They were once the face of greatness. Think about it. MW2 2009, the prime of Call of Duty, was arguably one of the greatest shooters we have ever seen of all time. But somewhere along the line, I don't know how, I don't know why, they completely lost touch with what made Call of Duty fun. And now, 15 years later, we're sitting here with the franchise that's finally trying to fix itself. We can thank Battlefield 6 for this as well. But Treyarch is removing SBMM and Black Ops 7 multiplayer. They're nerfing aim assist. They're making all these changes. But guess what's around the corner next year? Yep, you guessed it. Infinity Ward is coming back with Modern Warfare 4. I mean, I don't know how many titles they're going to keep on naming the same damn game. I mean, we had MW2, MW3, Modern Warfare, the OG ones. Then we had MW 2019, MW2 2022. We just continue to see all these same ass names because they're trying to bring up the nostalgia bait. I don't know, but they're coming back next year with MW4. And based on leaks and the track record from this dog shit ass dev company, it's not looking good. So let's rewind the clock real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Back into 2009, MW2, the prime MW2 was launched. I was 9 years old. This was my first Call of Duty I've ever played, and my God, was it magical. It was amazing, chaotic, actually broken, but in all the right ways. No one cared if it was balanced. No one cared if one-man army, noob tubes, commando was all broken. It was all still fun. The game was about memorable moments with yourself, with your friends, with random people, literally random people across the world. It wasn't about balanced experiences. You can drop into a lobby with absolute beginners like a 9-year-old, the Rick, or some sweaty tryhards at that time, and every match still felt different. That's what made that game addictive. But after MW2, Infinity Ward fell apart. The original creators ended up leaving the company, taking most of their talent to different games in the future, and they took that heart and soul of the OG Infinity Ward with them. And they left behind this random ass crew that has not been able to capture that same magic again. And over the years, Infinity Ward has turned into one of the most corporate, out of touch dev teams in gaming. They stopped making Call of Duty for the players and started making it for the metrics, for the money, not how it used to be. And this is where we get into what we're talking about today, where things really went downhill. And of course, we're talking about skill-based matchmaking. It all started subtly with Advanced Warfare, but it was Infinity Ward that locked it into the DNA of Call of Duty when MW 2019 dropped. That's when SBMM became fully mainstream, and they even lied about it. I want you guys to see these tweets right here. These tweets have been breaking the internet for the past few days, and it says XIW Dev confirms that Infinity Ward convinced Activision executives to put stricter SBMM into all Call of Duty games. Now, I want to make sure I make this very clear. I don't know if this is 100% true. I'm going off this guy's credentials of being an XIW dev, but this is what he says. He says, the devs at Infinity Ward made this decision. I was pushing back, but unfortunately was not working on multiplayer. And then a guy named Matthew responds, says, wait, for real? How come it was in all the games not made by Infinity Ward as well? And Brian says, they convinced the executives. Holy shit, ladies and gentlemen. Infinity Ward was pushing Activision to make this the new default matchmaking within Call of Duty for the past how many years? How many years have we been dealing with this bullshit? And of course, it's because of Infinity Ward, the dev company that has been having some of the worst outputs or just games they have ever created in the Call of Duty franchise. I mean, MW2 2022, are you kidding me? And then you also add on SBMM with that shit game. It's unreal. But you guys got to remember, as we're talking about this, they lied about this as well. I don't know if it was Infinity Ward or if it was just Activision in general. They told us it was connection based. They told us it was not a big deal, that skill was not really a huge requirement or huge factor of the matchmaking system. It was mostly on ping. But anybody who played the game knew the truth. Everybody that was actually good at the game knew that every single lobby felt like the CDL. I mean, who are they kidding? You dropped 30 kills with a really good KD, and you knew the next match was going to be demon slide canceling pros, bunny hopping fucking Adderall affected freaks using meta guns in every single lobby. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at all. It was actually punishment, and it's been punishment for the past 6 years. SBMM has killed the casual experience. You guys know this. The experience that literally built this franchise from the ground up. It's a broken system that does nothing for player enjoyment. I don't know what they're reading. I don't know what data they have to support that, because my God, the amount of players that have left since 2019 to now is absolutely insane. So them thinking SBMM is good just makes no sense to me. Whoever is their data person over there at Activision or Infinity Ward or whatever needs to be fired, because my God, figure out what the hell they're doing. And let's be real, ladies and gentlemen, SBMM single-handedly destroyed the Call of Duty franchise. I feel terrible for the new people that are just now getting into Call of Duty within the past 6, 7, 8 years. I feel terrible that you were not able to experience the prime days of Call of Duty, because the old Call of Duty was about fun first. You can mess around with goofy loadouts, do trick shots, knife only, play with your friends, and not really give a fuck. You didn't have to lean forward in your chair, be 6 inches away from your screen, and sweat every damn game just to do good. You could actually have random matches that turn into memories that you'll never forget. Now, every match feels like a fucking job. You can't relax. You can't experiment. You can't even play with your friends if your skill levels are different, because the lobbies are determined by the best player in the party. And what happens? People quit. People get tired. Most of my friends who grew up playing Call of Duty every single day with me, we had the best times, I'm telling you. They just can't play the game anymore because it's boring, it's bland, and it's sweaty. You get punished for being an OG Call of Duty player, because if you're an OG Call of Duty player, most of the time, you're pretty damn good. The same people who made Call of Duty what it is today, us OGs, the content creators who actually have been here for a long time, we know that we're all slowly starting to walk away, because Call of Duty stopped being a game, it started being a fucking chore. And you can trace all of that right back to Infinity Ward's obsession with the data. With the data, you guys know Blade True, the data! I don't know, like, I swear to God, I'm asking everybody, why would they think SBMM is a great thing? Is that like the new thing now, where we have to have everyone have a balanced, enjoyable experience? Like, I get it maybe from like a business perspective, but it didn't work with business because most people left the game because it wasn't working. It wasn't a fun experience. They wanted higher engagement times, apparently, lower quit rates, more microtransactions, and the result was a matchmaking system that manipulates player behavior instead of just letting people have fun. And I don't even know, maybe at the start it worked, I guess, maybe during MW 2019, I don't know. But over the past few years, it seems like it's been the biggest issue in Call of Duty. How in the hell does this matchmaking system work? But my God, for the first time in years, and I'm talking about years, there's actually hope for this franchise, for this community, for this game. Black Ops 7's no SBMM default matchmaking has officially changed everything. People are talking about coming back. The game feels somewhat alive again. The servers actually feel smooth without it. The matches are more unpredictable, and people are actually smiling while they play the game they grew up playing. That's how it's supposed to be. That's what Call of Duty used to feel like. For all you new players, for all you guys that have been here for the past 8, 7, 6 years, you haven't been able to play the prime Call of Duties during the prime of Call of Duty. That's what it used to feel like. Now, it wasn't this fast. Let me tell you, the movement's still a little cracked out for my liking, and I am a guy that has ADHD out the ass, and I love moving fast. I would like it to be slowed down a little bit, but that's what Call of Duty used to be. Treyarch actually listened. They took a risk, and I think it's going to pay off. This is a step in the right direction we've been begging for, a move that respects player experience instead of punishing it. But just as we start to breathe again, the fear is creeping back in. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm very, very nervous for next year's Call of Duty, 2026 Call of Duty, because we all know who's next up in the dev cycle. And it's unfortunately Infinity Ward, the shit company that made MW2 2022, who didn't listen to the community whatsoever, made everything slower, like beyond slow, not like too slow, made everything sweatier, made everything just so bad. And it's just like, what are they gonna do with MW4? Because next year, Modern Warfare 4 is coming. And let's be honest, nobody's excited. The leaks already say it's just more of the same bullshit. We got a lot of recycled stuff, reused animations, and you guessed it, in my opinion, a possible return of SBMM. And we've been here before. Infinity Ward does not listen, like I said. Every single time the community cries out, they double down. It's like they're really purposely trying to piss us off. They think we're just toxic players who don't understand the game balance. I feel like it's got a lot of ignorant people working there that just think they're better than everybody else. But no, We're players who remember what fun feels like. I'm telling you, these devs that make Call of Duty nowadays, even at Treyarch, even at Sledgehammer, I feel like a lot of them don't even play the game anymore. And if they do, they're probably really bad at it. I'm telling you, they're probably really bad at it. So it just feels like they just don't understand what a true Call of Duty player wants. Now, I'm not saying that everything needs to be exactly as I say, but I mean, come on. We can do better than that. If MW4 drops and brings back this heavy SBMM again, we need to talk about this. It's actually over. If they go from Treyarch bringing back default matchmaking, how it used to be classic matchmaking with limited, and I mean talking about limited SBMM, and they go back and just change it back to what it used to be over the past how many years, it's over. Because this time, people aren't just going to complain. All right, we're going to bitch a lot, of course, but we're actually going to walk away. The Call of Duty community has changed. We've had a taste of what freedom feels like in the Black Ops 7 beta. We're going to feel it for the next year in Black Ops 7 multiplayer, hopefully in Warzone as well. But we're not going back to the sweatfest nonsense that Infinity Ward calls balance, what they think is the right matchmaking. Are you guys fucking blind? Listen to us. And let's be real, man, it's sad because Infinity Ward used to be the kings of Call of Duty, and now we're finding out they're the reason it's been dying for years. I mean, back when I was 9 years old, when I first got the MW2 game case for my Xbox 360, I saw obviously Call of Duty MW2, but I also saw Infinity Ward and their logo. And every single future Call of Duty that I played that said Infinity Ward, I was very excited because I was like, damn, we know it's going to be a good game. But I was young. I didn't know there was drama going on. I didn't know that people left the company. And now as I'm older and now that I'm seeing all this play out, I'm starting to realize they are actually the problem with Call of Duty. They started this trend. They normalized SBMM. They took what used to be the franchise built on fun and friendship and turned it into a science experiment, it feels like, built around retention rates and engagement data. But Treyarch, thank you for listening to us. Thank you to also Battlefield 6, because you guys are showing the world that we don't need it. And I'm hoping that in the future I'm wrong and that it's not going to come back. The Call of Duty that we know, that we love, can thrive again without SBMM. Now, there's a lot of changes, like I said, that need to be made within the games, okay? Because it's still a little bit of a sweat fest, and it's probably their game mechanics that are forcing this. But this is a step in the right direction. So next year, when Modern Warfare 4 comes around, we get all the leaks and we start to see everything, the COD community, we need to make noise. We need to remind Infinity Ward that the players come first, that our gaming experience comes first. Because we don't want another sweaty, unplayable mess. We just want Call of Duty back. It's as simple as that. And until then, I say it loud and clear. Infinity Ward, you guys ruined Call of Duty. You fucked it up. And Treyarch might have just saved your ass. Battlefield 6 might have just saved your ass. Let me know what you guys think. I would really appreciate if you guys could hit that like button, subscribe, comment your thoughts down below. Do you think Infinity Ward is going to go back and put back SBMM? Or do you think it's just going to be Activision telling them they need to do it? Let me know. And I'm just, oh my God, we need to just enjoy this year as we go by and just pray that this doesn't come back. Let me know what you guys think. I'm out this bitch. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.